Hi everybody, so this is Ernie Jackson again. So this video is like a kind of like over-the-top Kronos MIDI guitar video. Kind of different than what I did with the first two videos a year ago. My whole point in this video though is to kind of show you guys what I think is the secret to MIDI guitar in general and how we use it with the Kronos. So here is a combi that you see up here. So here's my combi and it's called Guitar Synth Combi Keys. I'm gonna go. Yeah, so this is on 1 on my Kronos. So this is like my user combi, okay? And as you see here, I have these sounds. I got the piano here, I got a rotary here, another piano here, the same piano, and I got a different one. Then I got two bass strings, two different basses on the last string. So you got piano. Okay? When I'm doing these demos, I'm going to kind of like take my voice out with the mute so that you can just hear the direct Kronos going through, okay? But I wanted to show you a couple of things first about what I think guitar synths should be like. So I was having a really good discussion with my very good friend at Tech 21, John Bednar, about MIDI guitar, and we have like this funny joke between us that it just doesn't work, like in the way that it could work for like basses and things like that, because he has like a really cool synth bass thing that he likes to play, but he just can't get down to get like the like I'm getting, okay? So here's the thing. I believe that the MIDI guitar should be, I thought in the beginning it should be with B strings. And here's why. Now, just so you understand, like this guitar, just your basic, this is probably the most basic of guitars you get. Just like a generic guitar with a familiar looking body. The external kit, not a built-in crazy hooked up thing like the Ghost or the Roland internal kit, but just like the external GK2A. Again, I'm going through my Roland GR30, okay? Going through the GR30. And I'm also with this long cable going through the GR30, coming through this long MIDI cable back into my Motu MIDI interface, which is being routed to trigger the Kronos. So this is about as lengthy as a signal chain that you can get. Okay. But I thought the difference would be if you just had all B strings, it would work great, because then you could just tell the converter, play this note, or change the transposition in the Kronos. But the deal with the B strings is that they stop at a certain point. So in other words, watch this. Now this guitar is not with all B strings. In fact, the secret is you use a 12-string guitar set and use all the high strings. Okay? So you can't really hear it. I'm going to turn, well, I'm just going to flip it over. But right? So it's just all the strings of a 12 string except for the 3rd string, which is the normal G string. So again. So we're not really concerned about those notes. Although what's really great about this, like that motorcycle going by, what's really great about this is you still get the pitch that you're normally used to. Because with B string, some people don't like it. You know, they like it's just all the same pitch. And if you can hear it, then, you know, it kind of throws you off. So you still get these strings an octave higher for the last part. But what's great about it is that you can still get as much as you want. So watch this. So I'm going to play. I'm going to turn this off a little bit. Hold on. I'm going to turn my vocals off. Just want to hear me play this. Now I want you to see how it cuts off as I go higher. Now watch what happens on the third string through the first string. So what John really kind of figured out is that there must be a low-pass filter because the way that the pickup is, it's probably programmed within the converter, within the GR30, that it's looking for a certain cycle based on the string thickness, right? So this should be like an octave lower, this string, but it's looking for something, and so it's probably programmed. So this is what John came up with, and I think he's absolutely right. So if we found a schematic, we could probably see that the software is saying, have a certain filter here, a low-pass filter, then a band-pass maybe in the middle, then a high-pass, whatever. But I think the secret to MIDI guitar is with this setup right here. Buy a 12-string set, electric 12-string set, use the high strings except for the G string, okay? And I think that'll make your tracking better. So now what I'm going to do, so I made a couple of combis, so I'm just going to play a couple of things for you just so you can hear how much better the tracking is. So check it out. Cool as all get out. Love that. All right, so I'm going to go to a different combi that I made. So this is the second one, and this is funny. I was telling my buddy about this, and he was like, "So you made a combi that has pretty much guitar samples, and you're going to trigger it with a guitar sample." I was like, "Yeah, it's cool. Check it out." So as you see here on the editor, what I have, the first two strings are a 12-string guitar. You guys know I love my 12 strings. I got a nylon string guitar and a little wah guitar. Then I mess with the volume. And so I got a bass lead on the 5th string and then like a P bass with a lot of reverb. So check it out. So here's my, let me see. Here is my effects. So I got a phaser on the first strings. On the first two strings. You can hear it. Sorry about that. So that's that nylon string on the 3rd. So you hear that reverb? Pretty cool. Okay, so that's the effect thing that I had set up, and of course on the master effect, as you can see, that's where the ridiculous reverb is coming from, and I just didn't feel like changing it. I thought it would be kind of goofy to have it. Okay, so again, without me talking. Sexy, cool, sexy, cool. Okay. So the other thing I want to show you is that this setting. I'm going to say I think it matters, okay? But I'm going into the timbre parameter settings, and as you see here, it says maximum number of notes. So I'm telling each string or each combi, each channel in the combi to only play one note at a time. Even though my guitar synth, I should say also, my guitar synth converter, the GR30, set on monophonic, meaning each string has its own MIDI channel from 1 through 6. So even though that's cool, I'm still telling it, just as a safety thing, only play one note per combi channel. And as you see, all the combi channels have their own channel up to 6. And then what I kind of do is, as you saw probably here, I just turn all the other channels off, put them on mute, so I'm only dealing with 1 through 6. Okay, so that's one thing I did. Also, another thing, you know, I could have done, as you see, I gave everybody a full zone. You know, I never know what I'm doing there. So, but I also, you can see here, just turn all the other strings down. Okay, so that's just something that I did. I don't have any karma or anything on here, really. I mean, I could, obviously, and just go bananas, but I didn't do any of that. Okay, so here's the next one. So this one's like the real synthy, very synthy sound. Uh-oh. I'm going to turn that bass down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's booming, right? So that little step kind of bending is what's going on in my converter, not so much in the Kronos at all. But what I wanted to show you also, look at the different sounds I have. So I have 3 on the top string, and I have this peanut lead in the middle. But this split on the 3rd string is kind of funny. They're the same sounds on the first 2 strings, right? You go down from C to B, and it changes to the organ. Kind of funny, right? Kind of fun. Very cool, because it's a split patch. But I got this organ bass. On a low string. Crazy, right? So there you go. And my other advice too is you definitely want to use like a kind of like a heavy pick, like a good plastic pick. A lot of you know that I usually play with a stone pick. It's a big crazy manly pick like this, shaped like a heart, real thick. But this has another harmonic in it. See? So it's a little slippery, and the harmonic is not so cool because when you hit the string, it has like a little bit of a harmonic on it. So my point is, use a nice plastic pick. It's better. It's awesome. It's great. And that's it. Any questions, just leave me some comments. Thank you, guys. Thank you for letting me do this for you. Bye.